Hello friends, this is Mr. Vipul Sonsare. Once again welcome you in our new video lecture. Today we are going to see a new topic related to the pharmacognosy, that is microscopy of clove bud. So just see the synonym of the clove. This clove is also known as lavang in Hindi as well as in Marathi. These are the dried flower buds of Eugenia caryophyllus belonging to family Myrtaceae. And this clove flower bud contains the volatile oil as a major chemical constituent, and in volatile oil contain the eugenol as a major terpene, as well as contains the isoeugenol, then methyl and dimethyl furfural in volatile oil. Also the other important constituent in the clove, it is hydrolyzable tannins. So hydrolyzable tannins are also present in clove bud. Then this clove is used as an aromatic, then carminative, also used as a stimulant. Then most important use, that is dental analgesic oil. This clove oil is used as a dental analgesic oil and also used as a flavoring agent. Just see the transverse section of the clove bud passing through the columella. So this transverse section is basically divided into the three important zones. So first is epidermis, second is cortex, and third is columella. So just see the epidermis, that is top layer, that is cuticle epidermis. This epidermis contains a single layer of straight wall cells with anomocytic or ranunculaceous stomata is an important characteristic feature of this epidermis, that is single layer and straight wall cells with anomocytic or ranunculaceous stomata. The second important region, that is cortex. So this cortex is divided into the three different zones. So first is upper zone, that is upper zone which contains the oil glands, second is middle zone, and third is lower zone which contains the arylchyma. So just see the upper zone. So this upper zone contains radially arranged parenchymatous cells, with 2 to 3 layers of big sezolysogenous oil glands. So this upper cortex, that is upper zone of cortex, contains the oil glands which contains the volatile oils. Then middle zone, this middle zone basically contains the vascular bundle, the important characteristic feature of middle zone of cortex, that is vascular bundle where the xylem is present, and the lignified spiral vessels are also there in middle layer of cortex. The bottom layer or lower layer basically contains the parenchyma where air spaces are there. The parenchyma with air spaces, that's why it is known as arylchyma. The parenchymatous cells with air spaces, so it is known as arylchyma. And the bottom layer, that is third important layer, is columella. So this columella is parenchymatous cells containing calcium oxalate clusters. So clusters of calcium oxalate crystals are there in columella. Also contains the vascular bundles towards the periphery of columella. So most important thing, that is cluster shaped calcium oxalate crystals are there in columella of clove bud. Other important thing, the calcium oxalate crystals with prismatic shapes. So prismatic calcium oxalate crystals, then starch grains and stone cells are absent in clove bud, the most important microscopic characteristic which is may ask in your JPAT examination, that is prismatic calcium oxalate crystals, then starch grains and stone cells as well as trichomes are absent in columella of clove bud. The important thing which is also useful for identification of adulterants in clove bud, right? So calcium oxalate crystals are there, but these are the cluster shaped calcium oxalate crystal. The prism shaped calcium oxalate crystals are absent in glow bud. So this is brief microscopy of glow bud. Just see the powder microscopic characteristics. So this powder microscopy shows the oil glands, which are the fragment of areolechyma, showing oval schizolysogenous glands, that is oil glands. The second important characteristic, that is areolechyma. This areolechyma is, as I told earlier, these are the loose parenchymatous cells with air spaces. Also contain pollen grains, as these are the flower buds. So contains the pollen grains. The rounded and triangular pollen grains are present in powder of glow bud. The scleral-chymatous fiber is other important microscopic characteristics. Then, as these are the flower buds, so anther is also present in the powder. So fibrous layer of anther with reticulated cells. Then calcium oxalate crystals, that is cluster shaped calcium oxalate crystals, are present in the powder of glow buds, and starch grains are absent in glow bud. The most important characteristics, that is identification characteristics. The starch grains are absent in glow bud and cluster shaped calcium oxalate crystals are present. Just see the microchemical text. So fluoroglucinol and concentrated HCl, in presence of this mixture of reagent, the vascular bundle and fibers in glow bud shows the pink color. In presence of Sudan red, the oil glands which are present in upper zone of cortex shows the red color. Then in presence of strong potassium hydroxide solution, the needle shaped potassium eugenol crystals are found. That is needle shaped potassium eugenol crystals that indicate the presence of eugenol in volatile oil of glow bud. Then the calcium oxalate crystals are soluble in presence of dilute hydrochloric acid, that indicate the cluster shaped calcium oxalate crystals. Then in presence of 60% sulfuric acid, the needles of calcium sulfate crystals are formed due to the presence of calcium oxalate crystals in glow bud, that is cluster shaped calcium oxalate crystals. Just see the chemical test for the glow. So the hydrolyzable tannins in the glow bud is basically detected by using the lead acetate solution. So clove extract, when treated with the lead acetate solution, the white precipitate is formed due to the presence of hydrolyzable tannins in the glow bud. Then the eugenol in the glow oil is identified using ferric chloride solution and alcohol. So when the glow oil treated with alcohol and ferric chloride solution, it produces the blue color due to the presence of eugenol. Then the hydrolyzable tannin again identified using ferric chloride solution. So when the clove extract treated with ferric chloride solution alone, that produce the dark color due to the presence of hydrolyzable tannins in glow bud. Just see the adulterants. This is most important as per your competitive examination concern. So which are the different adulterants in the glow bud? So first is exhausted clove. This exhausted clove is darker in color and do not yield oil when pressed with finger. These are the exhausted cloves. So they do not yield the oils, that is volatile oil, when pressed with finger. And most important thing, this exhausted clove float when placed in water. Exhausted clove float when placed in water. The second important adulterants, that is blown clove. This blown clove, these are the expanded flowers without the corolla, without the petals, that is expanded flowers without the corolla. The third adulterant, that is mother clove, also known as clove fruit or also known as anthophile. These are the ovoid brown berries. Ovoid brown berries. These are the clove fruits. And other important thing, This mother clove contains the starch grains which are absent in clove bud. So clove bud and mother clove can be distinguished based on the presence of starch grains. The starch grains are absent in clove bud but present in mother clove. The fourth and last adulterant, that is clove stalk. Clove stalk basically contains thick wall vessels and stone cells. The calcium oxalate prisms are present. The calcium oxalate crystals, the prismatic shaped calcium oxalate crystals are present and also contain lignified scleroid, the most important thing. So clove stalk can be distinguished from clove bud by the presence of lignified scleroids. Then stone cells. Stone cells are absent in clove bud but present in clove stalk. And other important thing, the calcium oxalate crystals. The prismatic calcium oxalate crystals are present in clove stalk, whereas cluster shaped calcium oxalate crystals are present in clove bud. So just remember these important microscopic characteristics of adulterant, and by using these characteristics the one can separate these adulterants from the clove bud. Just see the question which has appeared in GPAT. So clove stalk can be identified in clove bud by the presence of, as I told earlier, the lignified scleroids are present in clove stalk but absent in clove bud. So correct answer is option number C, that is lignified scleroids. Second, anthophile can be identified in clove bud by the presence of. Anthophile is also known as clove fruits or mother clove. So this anthophile contains the starch grains which are absent in clove bud. So the starch grains is a correct answer. So anthophile contains starch grains. So anthophile can be identified in clove bud by the presence of starch grains which are absent in clove bud but present in anthophile or mother clove. So these are the important microscopic characteristics of clove bud. Thank you.